Well, today I am going to be responding to Lauren Southern's Why I Don't Need Feminism. So I'd first like to just talk about a couple of the points that she brings up, and then I wanted to explain kind of just from my point of view what is so important about feminism. So the first point that she brings up is about man-on-man rape in prison.
That around 100,000 to 140,000 males are raped annually in U.S. prisons. This is more males raped than females in the U.S. annually. Yet feminists remain silent on the issue.
Yes, prison rape makes up a huge number of sexual assault violence in the United States every single year. But it is something feminists have talked about again and again and again. Many feminists agree that it is a patriarchy system where men are taught that physical, aggressive, sexual violence is their way of maintaining power, is what causes this kind of man-on-man rape in prison to be overlooked and to continue. It is the system of inequality that we live in today that causes these things to be overlooked. Another point that she makes is about military combat deaths.
Men make up 80% of suicide victims, 92% of workplace deaths, 97% of combat deaths.
This is true. 97% of combat deaths are men. But saying that doesn't take into account the fact that women weren't able to fight in combat roles until 2013, and also that they still only make up 2.7% of combat roles. Another point that she makes is about custody of children.
Yet, as a woman, I will almost always win custody of children in a divorce case.
Women, on average, do receive custody of children 83% of time. However, in cases where fathers sought custody through legal means, they received either full or joint custody 70% of the time. Now, as a feminist, I think Lauren has every right to not be a feminist. It's all about having rights and having choices to make on your own. I'm not going to tell anybody as a feminist what they are or aren't allowed to feel. Personally, I do need feminism, because if it weren't for feminism, I wouldn't be able to have my education. Because if it weren't for feminism, once I get married, I have no choice of taking my husband's last name. Because if it weren't for feminism, my birth control would be at the discretion of the man that I'm married to. Because if it weren't for feminism, as a bisexual woman, I would be decidedly straight. The last point that I wanted to respond to was her argument about the word feminism.
A faux form of equality under the label of a gender-biased word, feminism.
I understand that feminism is an inherently gendered word, but when we refer to the entire history of humans as mankind, it's kind of hard to be upset about calling this one thing feminism. So that's my response to why I don't need feminism, and that's my reasons for why I do need feminism. Thank you so much.